Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Marks Network. Welcome to our Elimination Chamber prediction show. My name's Wooly. I am joined by our fellow Marks, Rev.
Ouch, that hurt.
And Aegon.
What? Two for one
And
tickets.
and
Two
our
for one tickets. 2 for 1 tickets. What?
and our Mark in trading, Lolly.
What? Okay, so Satan's not here no more. It's a turkey. Got it. Fucking got it.
If you guys don't get that reference, go back to our past videos. You'll understand.
Making a mark.
Yeah,
Part
making the mark. This is number 3 that we're doing this with.
This is
Lolly.
number 3.
Yeah. So, we're going to do our Elimination Chamber predictions, but I think before we get into that, Rev, you wanted to bring up a topic here, and Aegon's already alluded to it.
Well, it's not to bring up a topic. I think it's a very important factor. What we're going to discuss in this video is pretty much why they're having to do a 2-for-1 giveaway for these tickets. People don't want to go watch mediocre people do mediocre things in a mediocre gimmick match when all they're going to get is mediocre responses, mediocre reactions. People want to watch products, be it WWE or ABC or NBC or Twitch television or anything. They watch them to be entertained. And the fact that the WWE has to give away tickets right now is a damning response to Vince McMahon not letting go yet. Because you see, they don't have that issues in NXT.
No, not at all.
They don't have that issues when they're overseas and Triple H is running the show. They only had that issue when, I mean, basically, let's call a spade, when one person's involved in the main event. And we'll get to that. We'll get to that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Dumb. No. Oh, okay. Sorry.
Yeah.
I got a little bit too hypey.
All right. Well, yeah, ticket sales are just abysmal. I mean, have you the photos from like even SmackDown like this past week? Like, good God.
It's just a sad state that
You know what I'm looking
they
for?
have a good product, but they keep letting McMahon run the show when it's time for him to step down.
What was that, Lolly?
Was that Lolly?
I'm looking forward to the magic that's going to happen on camera where they make you believe that stage is full of people.
Yeah.
Then they have been having to do it for a while now.
Couple months. It's getting worse though. It's definitely getting worse, especially on Raw, and here recently on SmackDown, because like, look, and this will be a video that me and Wooly will do probably without Lolly being involved, because fantasy booking, I want to hear Lolly's responses, but does he really have a grasp on what could be? Maybe that could be another episode of Making a Mark that could be huge for us, because like he getting to hear what he would like to see happen may be what the WWE needs to do, because he's a casual fan that's just getting into it, and he's already fucking sick of Roman Reigns. He's already fucking sick of storylines about authority and people bickering about who's in charge, and he just started being a fan.
Mm-hmm.
So that may be something that we can venture into later, to where we get his feedback and we can fantasy book all together, but it'd be geared around, what he thinks is a casual, because me, you, and Aegon are really not casual. We watch the shit out of this horrible fucking product, and then we complain about it, and it does nothing because we still watch it.
Exactly.
When Lolly's done being entertained, he flips the channel back to anime, to something he can grasp onto and kind of enjoy. So first match, guys. First match is Luke Gallows, the Club, versus the Mid-Tourage. I would like to say, going forward, that the WWE are assholes for wasting talent.
Mm-hmm.
And all 4 men in this match on the pre-show, they need to be on the pre-show. but maybe not as an afterthought.
Yeah, no kidding. I mean, the club. I mean, the people want to see these guys. All four of these guys really succeed,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
the writers are shit.
No. You brought out the club. You keep teasing the club. You keep hovering it over our heads, but you do nothing with it. That could be.
They're
great.
doing this. They're doing even worse than hovering. Now they're using the club and Bo Dallas and whatever the other douchebag. I don't like the other guy. Curtis Axel. Mr. Perfect Son. How about that?
Yeah.
They keep using them as a leverage point for another storyline. Like, why is the club not in a real story? Why is it an afterthought to what's going to happen at WrestleMania where Finn Balor finally takes the title off of The Miz?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Why is that the arc line story? Why do they not have an actual story? Why is Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson not even in the smelling distance of the tag team titles when they're probably the best all-around tag team that's currently on the Raw roster?
Yeah. They should be there.
And don't don't come at me about the fucking Revival and that overhyped bullshit with them. That's all they are. They're fucking hype. They're nothing else. It's people that feel bad for two hard workers. Imagine being Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson in this situation. They were super mega stars in Japan. And now they're fucking afterthoughts.
Yeah. So
I'm going to pick the club when I shouldn't. I know I shouldn't, but I'm going to pick the club. And Lolly, the club is Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson, so you know.
Okay.
I'm trying to figure out like who needs a win more here and who can take advantage of a win here more. Because you basically got Mrs. Lackeys who really get the shit kicked out of them any match that misses in because they try to run in and interfere. And you got Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson, the club, just people who could contend for the tag titles if the writers book them right, which they have a history of not booking anyone right in this fucking company. So I feel like if you're going to have like something that they could use for the tag team division, which needs something, I think the club's got to win. I think they're going to be the ones that take a better advantage of it.
All right, so Ego?
Man, I'm ready for the club because I want the club to win this. The Miz Taraj, I think is just being pretty much used as a joke act constantly. Whether they're actually going to use them in a real storyline or give them any real story, I don't know. Because they put this match together with really no story.
Yeah. It's exactly what I said it was for. Lolly, what do you think, man? Outsider looking in.
Should I really say how I decided who I wanted to win in this? Because I think it's between the two groups, the ones I see on the left, the club people, one has a face that goes up and the other one looks like it's going down, and it looks like a symbol I've seen before, and I don't know where I saw it before. And the other two don't really look alike, but they do. So I'm picking them.
You're picking the club.
Yes, because they look alike, and one's looking up, one's looking down, and it just makes me seem like,
if anybody from the WWE ever hears this video, this is how damning your product is to a casual fan. That he does not give a damn about either one of these teams. He's judging them off of looks, and that's it.
Yeah.
And that's bad.
That's just sad. It's more than bursting.
That is fucking horrible. The only thing I will add to this before I move us to the next one is, can we get a moment in time where Bray Wyatt and Bo Dallas are on fucking teams? Since they're actual brothers and they actually look at like each other, they use the same gimmick thing from their grandfather on their left hand. They're just let Matt Hardy, and we'll get to that in a little bit, let Matt Hardy do his thing and have the Wyatts and the Hardys as a huge fucking actual group on Raw, with Bo Dallas being part of that group. please, for the love of God, let Bo Dallas wrestle.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
dude's legit. Like,
Both-
even
we're
when
both-
he was positivity Bo, it was fucking fun and amazing to watch.
When both the Hardys come back, that would be an awesome setup.
Next match. Starts off the show, the main show, Raw Tag Team Champions Cesaro and Sheamus the Bar versus Titus Worldwide. Aegon, we're going to start with you here.
Can I make one quick note first? Is Teddy Long booking the first 2 matches? Because it's a tag team match back to back. Holla holla.
Aegon.
Oh God, to me this seems like the most unexciting, uncaring match of the night.
I don't agree with you, but we'll get to that.
Well, for
Who
me,
do you have for a winner?
It is because I the bar for me has been played out, and Cruz is an awesome wrestler, and I wish they would actually do something with Cruz besides the whole.
Sorry, sir. It's Apollo. Thank you.
Sorry, Apollo now. I wish they could do something with him other than this Titus Worldwide thing, because he's worth more than that.
Yeah.
But I think the bar is going to retain. So
Wooly.
I gotta go with the bar. I think you have to stick with them as the champions going into WrestleMania. Titus Worldwide is just, I don't think they're over. They've been booking them a little bit better the past few weeks, but I mean, Apollo is just a smile, good, happy guy who's an amazing athlete, and then you got Titus, who is Titus. Like, I just don't know if you could really give them the tag team championships at this point. You need to develop them a little bit better as far as like getting them over with the fans. Whereas the bar, they're already over. They'll do something crazy at WrestleMania, I'm sure.
I know that we originally let Lolly go last, but I don't want my response to maybe kilter what he's going to say. So I'll say, Lolly, what's your choice?
I'm going with Titus Worldwide because New Day's not here, but their faces kind of remind me a little bit of them. Not because of the color of their skin, but you know, they're all happy, smiling, and then you look over here, Sheamus looks like someone pissed in his Cheerios, and Cesaro just he has this weird look in his right eye, like it's turning to the right. I don't like pictures. I'm sorry, it's all I can go on.
No, dude, it's damning to the product. My pick, I agree with Lolly. I think that if you look at the tag team division as it is right now, nobody in the division can beat the bar legitly and it not be a huge upset. Nobody. There's no tag team. That's it. If you put the titles on Uwa Nation and Titus, I'm sorry, Apollo and Titus.
Oh.
If you put the titles on them, it makes people have to chase after them, and it gives it a new flavor. And more importantly, you can start the dissection of the bar to let Cesaro, have a fucking run, and it be worth something. Now is the time to start the fracture. So at WrestleMania, they will wrestle against each other and it be a final thing. So after WrestleMania, they can go their separate ways and start fighting for titles. Because the one thing that both wrestling shows right now have a lack of is actual good heels. And Sheamus is an amazing fucking heel. Cesaro is an amazing fucking heel. Them being together does not help.
Yeah. Now that you say that, Isn't there also like a thing with Sheamus, like he's working hurt or something, like a neck issue?
Yeah, that's another reason. But I didn't want to bring up. I don't want to bring up excuses on anything. I just think it's time for them to start the distinction between the bar. And so at WrestleMania, Sheamus is rested up, and they can have a fight, and it be the end of this nonsense story. Because look, I liked the bar for all about 13 minutes. Then I realized that the hardest working person in all of wrestling is stuck on a tag team with somebody that has been handpicked by Triple H.
Yeah.
And I mean, think about it. We're talking about a man that has never held a major title and has won an Andre the Giant crap fest thing, and nothing came out of it. So why not give Cesaro a chance? Because that's what you need. You need heels, and there's no heels. It's an overabundance of tweeners and baby faces right now.
Well, isn't that the whole WWE? There's no heels, there's no faces.
Miz is a fucking heel.
Yeah.
It's definitely a fucking heel.
Alexa Bliss, definitely a fucking heel. Like, there's definitely heels. So maybe it's just me being the mark that I am, wanting to see something better. But I picked Titus Worldwide just because, one, I think Titus deserves it.
Mm-hmm.
After being fucking treated the way he's been treated the last couple of years. And if you want to make Apollo any legit threat, the dude's badass. Like, he's built like a Matt truck, can do flips and shit. He's awesome. Like, Lolly don't even know that side of the tiny black guy. He just sees him as that. Look at him, he's smiling. Nation's a beast. He's a fucking beast. And he's been relegated to that dance for me act, and that's kind of fucked up to me, if you ask me.
Well, that's WWE in a nutshell. Take the most athletic guys, but don't do shit with them.
Yeah. So next match, my match of the night. And by my match of the night, I meant probably the biggest waste of the entire night that should be the absolute match of the night, which is Bray Wyatt versus Matt Hardy. Broken Brilliance versus the Wyatt family. Wooly?
Okay, this rivalry should be a lot better than what it has been. I mean, what have they done with them so far? A couple of vignettes?
Think they're scared to pull the trigger with this?
I think so.
I think so. I mean, I think they just don't know what to do with the broken or woken, whatever persona you want to say. I don't think they know what to do with Hardy's character.
I don't think that's the issue. I think, honestly, from the bottom of my heart, I think the issue about this fucking thing is, at the end of the day, Vince McMahon will not let Matt Hardy do what he needs to do to make that shit work.
Yeah, I mean, he had the freedom and Impact to go and just do whatever the hell he wanted. I mean, he did some of the craziest shit with the broken character down in Impact. And at first the fans didn't really like it, and then as he kept going and kept developing this, and he brought Jeff into the mix and went and brought his family, his kid, into the mix. And these crazy characters, the people ate it up.
Do you think, before you pick, do you think that this is going to turn into a Matt Hardy, a broken Wyatt family?
A broken Wyatt family.
Yeah, that's what I'm going to call it.
I don't know if it's going to make a broken Bray Wyatt. I don't think it's going to make a broken Wyatt family-esque sort of stable. I don't think it's going to do that. If they do this, if they build this matchup to where they can continue to feud at WrestleMania and forward after WrestleMania.
How do you add Jeff Hardy? Okay, I guess my next question is, and this is to all of you, how do you not do a broken Wyatt family and get Jeff Hardy involved? Because then Wyatt's outnumbered.
Yeah, I mean, you have to. I mean, how long till the Hardy comes back?
Yeah,
I think he's coming back Sunday. I'll be honest with you. I think he's going to make his first appearance back Sunday.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. I feel like they need this to be a feud between the Broken Hardys and the Wyatt family.
So we're gonna go ahead and do our picks, and then I'm gonna actually tell you my fantasy booking for this, which I think they should do, and I think they are going towards. I don't think it's really fantasy. I think this is what's going to happen. So Wooly, who do you have?
Oh man, I think it's probably going to be Hardy, and my reasoning for that is, regardless of if Jeff comes back on Sunday, I think with the Raw 25, with the match that they had with these two on that show, it was a short match and Bray, winning that match, the 50-50 booking that WWE tends to go by. I mean,
Matt Hardy.
It's going to be Matt Hardy. They're going to swing it back to Matt.
I mean, honestly, if they want this to keep being a flip-flopping thing until they decide what they want to do with it, I think it's going to be Matt Hardy for this. Where they're going to go with it, I don't know. I would like to see them really, honestly, I'd like to see McMahon get the fuck out of the way and let Triple H tell Matt Hardy to run the fuck with it. But I think it's going to be Matt Hardy for this, just to keep the back and forth.
I'm excited about this next one because Lolly actually knows this. Lolly, I purposely make Lolly watch these vignettes and their interaction because this is definitely something that interests Lolly. So what is your pick, Lolly?
I'm going for Bray Wyatt because the first time I ever saw him wrestle, I think it was against The Undertaker, and he was doing his little spider move. And when The Undertaker looked at him, he wilted like a little scared flower. And ever since then, I've loved watching him wrestle and kind of make up for that first impression that I had of him, because I thought he was a pretty bad wrestler, to be honest. He just melted. but I like him. And the only reason I can't say that about Matt Hardy is because, well, his face scares me.
All right, so you have Wyatt, they have Matt Hardy. I have Matt Hardy too, but it goes into why I'm picking Matt Hardy. There's one legit reason why. I just gave you a setup to why the Broken Wyatts should be a thing, and that is Titus Worldwide being the tag team champions. In this match, the only way you can make this storyline arc long enough to at least last to WrestleMania, because they started it too early, if it's just them two against each other, the only way you can do that is to get more people involved. That means Jeff Hardy has to get involved. That means a new Wyatt family member, i.e. somebody from Sanity, or anybody that can pull off that gimmick has to show up and help. Because they're not going to do two versus one booking against somebody that lost 80% of their matches in 2017. Yeah. Fun fact, that's why it's winning percentage in 2017.
Another waste of talent.
That's the hugest waste of talent. Imagine that, the brothers. Mm-hmm. So
Sandy is the only people I could even see coming in is right now.
It's somebody from Sanity.
Someone from Sanity coming in.
And my reasoning is like I said, it's fantasy booking, but I think it's what they're leaning towards is to make Bray Wyatt good again, to build him up to be something that should be listened to again. You pair him with the mannerisms of Matt Hardy, but his rhetoric, holy fuck, I'd watch that every day, all the time. Are you kidding me? Just you give that crazy, unadulterated, I'm fucking insane look from Matt Hardy and put it on Wyatt. Just picture that in your mind right now and tell me that's not A quality TV.
Yeah, it would be.
Yeah.
Because Matt Wyatt, I'm getting ahead of myself. There's a reason why I said that though. Matt Hardy has the mannerisms to back up the crazy shit that comes out of Wyatt's face. Wyatt just looks like, I'll be honest with you, some of those cats I grew up with in the Southeast Louisiana that used to talk about eating gator all the time. So I think it's time. We need more tag teams. I think that when Jeff Hardy comes back, he's either coming back as full-fledged Nero, or he's going to be a singles competitor that leaves Matt Hardy by himself, and he can't do this by himself. He cannot pull off, because if you noticed, you brought it up, Wooly, the arc of when people started liking them is when Jeff Hardy and that fucking drone and everything else got involved. Once there was more people involved in that storyline, it became interesting.
Yeah.
And I have to go with Matt Hardy, unfortunately, because I think that Matt Hardy has to be the catalyst for the Broken Wyatt thing. Because it's either going to be where they go by the Broken and the last name, so Broken Hardy, like they do with him, or Broken Wyatt, or it's going to be Matt Wyatt and Jeff Wyatt and them going in. One of the sides are going to win, and the other side of that is going to be something amazing we all get to enjoy. Because imagine the opposite of that. Bray Wyatt wins. Jeff Hardy is still broken, but he starts picking up the mannerisms. And the words that Bray Wyatt says, keeps his mannerisms, keeps a crazy delete and crazy eyes and fucking weird ass hair, but he starts talking like Bray Wyatt. Once again, something I would pay to watch.
Yeah.
It has to happen that way. It has to happen that way, and they can't wait till, how far are we out? 60-something days, 50-something days from WrestleMania?
Yeah, about
like
that.
6-7 Raws?
Yeah.
That's a long fucking time to leave a storyline that sucks. Because right now the storyline is basically we get them seeing them talking shit to each other through vignettes. And it's amazing how they're doing it. Good quality work with that. Only thing I'll positively say about Dunn. But like, it's time to move on already with that one too.
There needs to be actual like action like in the ring somehow. Like they have to have interactions outside of
Did you enjoy that match? Did you enjoy that match on Raw 25?
Fuck no.
I did. I fucking loved it. I thought it was too short, but I fucking loved it. That match was fucking amazing because you got spots from both of them to creep the other one out. You saw the reaction when Wyatt went on did the spider. Matt Hardy reacted. Matt Hardy hasn't reacted to nothing else that Wyatt's done except for that. He reacted. It was fucking amazing. And then when Matt Hardy kind of stood over and did the delete thing before he lost, Wyatt reacted. It was amazing back and forth. They have amazing chemistry. They just are telling a shit story.
Well, they're not telling a shit story. WWE Creative is
I definitely don't. Look, Bray Wyatt is the most ingenious character they've ever created in the history of WWE. No. That's Braun Strowman. Sorry, Lolly. I agree with you. Attempted murderer Braun Strowman for president 2020. but other than Braun Strowman, Bray Wyatt is by far the best thing they've ever created.
Yeah.
And they've dropped the ball with him by splitting up the group too soon. Way too soon, honestly. And I'm talking like that gimmick should have lasted 5 years. Let them run titles, let them have solo titles, but keep them together. Not have the fucking Bludgeon Brothers beat the shit out of literally everybody on SmackDown.
Yeah. Bray Wyatt, the gimmick that he has, should be something that you should be terrified by. But you're not, because guess what? He loses the majority of his matches.
And if you listen to what Lolly said, that's exactly what it is. Bray Wyatt got his attention as a fan the first night he ever watched him when he lost to Undertaker at WrestleMania. He got his attention then. Scarecrows and being creepy and holy shit, it was creepy. That's words Lolly just used. Now Lolly doesn't understand that he lost 87% of his matches last year. He wrestled over 100 matches and lost 87% of them. Like, you can't treat what should be the next coming of the Undertaker. Now you got to hope that fucking old boy from NXT comes up and everybody falls in love with him like Aleister Black. You got to hope that the main audience falls in love with him like they did, because everybody is still in love with Bray Wyatt. You watch the reaction when he comes out in rings. It's fireflies fucking everywhere. It's still a creepy fucking setting. We just know the dude walking out's going to lose.
Yeah.
He's going to do a couple things that's kind of creepy. And you know what fucked it up last WrestleMania? Putting cockroaches on a projector and putting it on the mat. That kind of fucked the mystique up.
Okay, even before that, whenever he won the title at Elimination Chamber, and he only held it for like, what, a month and a half?
A month and a half, yeah.
Yeah.
That should have been a long-ass title run to give the characters at least a look of a threat.
I actually don't agree. I think they took the title off him on the right night. How they did it was wrong. Randy Orton transitioning, being a transitional, because that's all Randy Orton and Bray Wyatt was.
Transitional.
Is transitional champion to fucking we're moving on. I just depressed myself. I forgot who the next title holder was, and he held it for 6 fucking months. So Ronda Rousey is officially going to sign with Raw at the Elimination Chamber. Who thinks this is not going to happen?
I think there's going to be a swerve somewhere. There has to be.
It's definitely going to happen.
You think it's going to happen, Lolly? Do you care about this? Well, Lolly, you actually do care about this.
As long as we get to see more of her, I don't really care where she goes.
There you go. I think it's going to happen, but I think it's going to set up for a storyline that I don't want. We're going to have 4, 5, 6 matches at WrestleMania that I don't want to watch. And one being Stephanie McMahon getting fucking manhandled and Triple H getting fucking manhandled by Ronda Rousey and either The Rock or Kurt Angle or Seth Rollins.
I doubt it's going to be The Rock because of his contractual.
They are trying still really hard.
They're trying hard, but that insurance shit's hard to get around.
So good for you, Ronda Rousey. Welcome to WWE. I'm excited for you being in here. Just your first storyline is going to fucking suck, I think. Unless the swerve happens that Wooly thinks going to happen, which is she's about to sign the contract with Raw and fucking Daniel Bryan comes out and offers a huge contract and a guaranteed championship match at WrestleMania against Charlotte Flair. That's the only way that you can make the swerve happen. And that's why, without question, I never asked Wooly what his swerve is. That's what it was, right?
Pretty much. It was going to be either she's going to go to SmackDown. I think it's somehow, whether it's Daniel Bryan or whoever comes out and says, hey, I got this contract for you. More money, guaranteed title shot. What do you say?
I just don't. I think her first storyline is going to suck, and she's such an amazing. There's such an amazing chance with her to make her a fucking nightmare superstar. She came out, pointed at a fucking sign, and smiled. That doesn't make her a nightmare. That makes her somebody that looked like they know how to point.
Yeah. And that's another thing, too. It's like, why would you set up that moment of what we had at the Royal Rumble, where Asuka, who just won the first Women's Royal Rumble.
Oh, I know why they set it up, and I like why they set it. I'm not like everybody else. She ruined a moment. No, she didn't. She set a moment.
Yeah. Yeah, and like that moment at the Royal Rumble that's setting up for a possible moment at WrestleMania. Is WWE gonna be stupid enough to fuck it up and
put her in a match against Stephanie?
Yeah, it should be a match either against Charlotte or Bliss or whoever ends up being the Raw champion.
You take Triple H and Stephanie McMahon out of that match against Ronda Rousey and whoever. What other matches are going to be a McMahon in? The dream match. Daniel Bryan versus Shane McMahon. Yeah. Come the fuck on, man. It ain't a dream match. That's a grown-ass man getting their ass whooped by somebody that's a lot more talented, a lot more over, and a lot better.
Well, that's every Shane McMahon match, let's be honest.
No, Shane McMahon held his own for a while. Dude, Shane McMahon made me a believer last year with AJ Styles.
Yeah, okay, yeah, good point. Yeah.
Like, that motherfucker went toe-to-toe with the greatest in the world right now. And probably one of the, if not the greatest of all time. No, sorry. Rest in peace, Eddie Guerrero. That's number one. AJ's a close second, I think. But yeah, no, the nepotism has to survive somehow. That means Stephanie McMahon has to be in the match against the biggest draw of the WrestleMania. Because, sorry, Brock, you've been unseated by another UFC person. I'm more wanting to see what happens with Ronda Rousey than I am to watch who I'm going to pick to win this fucking stupid ass Elimination Chamber in about 15 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, next
we got Asuka versus Nia Jax. Stipulation: if Nia Jax wins, she gets put into the WrestleMania match between Asuka and, at this point, Alexa Bliss.
This is how you end the undefeated streak.
Oh, okay. So you're picking Nia.
No. I want to win our nightly, our monthly thing. I'm not picking. I'm definitely going Asuka, but this is how you end it. Properly booking this shit. This is.
Uh-oh.
I think his headset just died again.
Yep. Oh, boy.
This is how you end it.
You want to say that again? You cut out there, Rev. Oh, boy. This is where I pop up the technical difficulties and some background noise. So like,
Okay, I'm there.
Okay.
This is.
God damn it.
This is where you end it. I'm picking Asuka.
Okay. All right. Moving on. Aegon, go.
I think this is definitely a rivalry to end her winning streak later on, but I think you got to keep Asuka looking strong, and she can't lose this match. So I think Asuka's gonna win this one. So.
Yeah. Lolly, what do you think?
Asuka.
Asuka. Yeah, I'm picking Asuka as well, but this is going to be a really close match. I mean, you have to keep building.
Call the company.
You have to keep Nia Jax as a monster somehow, and you got to keep the streak going. I think this is going to be a match where they go at it, and Asuka's going to like just find the one little crack, just that one little bit of opportunity to sneak a win.
Well, they're gonna keep them both looking strong by making it a long match, but Asuka's gonna win it.
Yeah, it's gonna be a long match. It's going to be drawn out. They're both gonna. It's gonna be one of those matches where whenever they both exit the ring and go back up the ramp, that they're either gonna need help or it's gonna be a really slow walk up the ramp.
Yeah.
One of those type of matches.
Can you hear me?
Yep.
Yeah. Yep.
I'm going
Yes.
Asuka. This is how you end it if you properly book it. This is how you end the winning streak. But they're not going to do that. They're not going to properly book it. They're going to give somebody like Rousey or Charlotte Flair later this year the rub by ending the streak. Should be Nia Jax. Nia Jax should be in the next match we're talking about. But at the same time, this is just a waste of space. This is a wasted match between two people that should be in the Elimination Chamber, and then Alexa Bliss should be watching from home or in the back.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I mean, Nia Jax, just for her WWE career, has been wasted. Again, another person who's been absolutely wasted in the WWE because she should have been champion by now.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you got big woman, big power, monster in the ring. No
Actually
championships.
talented in the ring.
Yeah.
And she's pretty good on the mic.
She's all right on the mic, yeah.
Okay.
I mean, she's all right on the mic. Like, she has moments where you're like, yeah, hell yeah. And then she has moments like, oh, that was fucking cringy as shit.
Well, do you think that's her fault, or do you think that's the fault because they keep them to a script?
As Stone Cold once said, no matter if they keep you to a script or not, your job is to go out there and make people believe what you're saying.
Okay, yeah. That's
and that's why Roman Reigns has never got over with scripted shit, because he can't make people believe the script. So believe that. Anyway. Sorry. Elimination Chamber. First ever women's Elimination Chamber match only at Elimination Chamber. Maybe if we say, are we going to have a drinking game where every time they say Elimination Chamber, you have to take a drink?
Do you really want me that fucking drunk? Good
We're going to do
God.
half shots for that. Half shots for that.
Oh my God.
Because holy shit, I am so sick of hearing Elimination Chamber. Just like the Royal Rumble. What? Rumble. Anyway, so it's Alexa Bliss versus Bayley versus Sasha Banks versus that woman and and the other woman and Mickey James. Mandy Rose. I love Mandy Rose, by the way. Sorry, I'm just joking. So who you got?
Oh boy.
Got for this one.
Man, this one is tough.
Honestly, the people they got in there, it feels like she's going to retain until WrestleMania.
What's the point? Okay. No, I'll let everybody go through it and then I'll ask questions. What do you think, Wooly?
Oh man, I'm just trying to think. I mean, I don't see Mickey James winning this. No.
Unfortunately, no.
The two people who we don't know their names,
Mandy Rose and Sonya Deville will not win it.
No, they're
too new.
Too new, too green.
Well, yeah. Mandy Rose won the last NXT thing, so yeah, definitely kind of green.
Yeah, and then at that point, it leaves up to Bliss, Bayley, and Banks. I don't know. Bayley, with her past not being brutal enough and other hardcore-esque gimmick matches, street fights, or kendo stick matches, or whatever she's been in. I mean, I don't know how brutal she's going to be in the Elimination Chamber, and I think that's going to cost her again. I don't want Banks to be the match at WrestleMania. I get it, she's one of the better women's competitors in the company, but she's been in so many main events and so many of these matches. It's getting to a point where I'm sick of it a little bit. They need to give her a little bit of downtime.
So you're retaining?
I think it's going to be Bliss.
All right, Bliss Lolly.
Okay.
Man, I'm listening to Wooly down talk my waifu.
So he's going Sasha Banks.
Gotta go with the anime hair.
Yeah.
Gotta go with the anime hair. She lasted so long in the Women's Royal Rumble.
Well, speaking of, for our little tiebreaker, I think.
Do we want Rev to go with his pick?
I still get to go first. Hold on.
Yeah, we'll have Rev do his pick.
Here's my thoughts on this. Asuka is a face. Period.
Mm-hmm.
I think they're terrified of making her a heel because they never even did it in NXT. So she has to face a heel at WrestleMania. If she does not lose to Nia Jax, that means the person holding the title has to be a heel. Has to. So I picked Bayley to win.
Okay, I want to know your reasoning.
I do believe that when they turn Bayley or Sasha heel, it will be Bayley this time. Because if you think about it, Alexa Bliss and Mickey James has started up a new storyline. Period. They have in the story. That's the story. They started the storyline of being friends again and having each other's back and telling that story of I got your back until Elimination Chamber biscuit butter, whatever the fuck she called her, the dumb nickname to the nicest booty in all of wrestling. So it made no sense to me. So I want to say Alexa Bliss is going to retain. But if you watched Asuka and Bayley at TakeOver, you understand that is the best matchup of these 6 women versus Asuka.
It is, but are they? Do you really think they're going to turn Bayley heel?
Yeah.
Okay, how do they turn Bayley heel though?
They've been kind of hinting at, if you just think about the segments of Raw we watched together in Zoom alone, they've been kind of hinting at her actions and reactions towards Sasha Banks. It's not the other way around. It's not Sasha being kind of shady and doing showing a little bit of aggression towards Bayley. It's the other way around. They're already kind of hinting at it. So that's an easy fix. You want to know how to turn Bayley heel? Have her pin Sasha clean in the Elimination Chamber. You want to turn her super heel? Have her cheat to pin Sasha clean in the Elimination Chamber. It's that simple.
It is, but that's just, does WWE want to do with it? Their character hurt.
Once again, name the heel female wrestlers right now.
I know, other than Alexa Bliss.
Alexa Bliss is now a tweener.
Yeah. There's no clearly defined.
Paige can't wrestle no more, and she's over as fuck, even as a non-wrestler. Mandy Rose and Sonya Deville, they're really not getting any reaction at all.
Yeah,
They're getting reactions for the wrong reason. One, they're green. Both, they're very good looking women. So that's the wrong reasons. So you have to go with the winners being the old guard, Mickey James. I don't want to see Mickey James and Asuka fight again. That was an ugly, very bad match last year on NXT. I don't want to see Sasha Banks. If Sasha Banks is full legit boss heel, that is the best heel they have in the company. But they're not doing it. And I don't think they will do it. They haven't even. When's the last time you heard her say she's a legit boss?
In a while.
You see my point?
Yeah.
But yet they're showing a little bit more aggression from Bayley. I want to pick Sasha.
And there goes your mic.
Just so y'all know, if I had to pick between, if y'all.
God damn
it. Can you hear me?
Okay,
Yeah.
now we got you.
If I have to pick.
And out again.
If you told me I couldn't pick Bayley, Sasha would be my pick. All right, guys.
Now for the second part of this match, our tiebreaker.
Yeah, we are doing this as a tiebreaker for two reasons. One, we need it because I think last time we did do a tiebreaker in the video and we just ended up agreeing that whatever Rev did in the last one was going to be our tiebreaker. And two, a lot of people are going to use what we're using for the women. They're going to use it for the men as their tiebreaker. But we want to be different. We're not wanting to follow that line, that particular path. So we're doing it with this one. The longest individual to last in the women's Elimination Chamber match, from the time they're in the ring and doing their thing,
Actually wrestling,
and not standing in the pods.
So Lolly, who do you got? Who's going to last longest?
I think it. I want to go Banks on it, but I think it might be Bayley.
Aegon.
This all goes up in the air with how they do with Bayley, but God. Because I don't trust WDE with turning Bayley heel, I'm saying Sasha's gonna stay the longest in the match. But if they do turn Bayley heel, it would be Bayley. But I have to go with Sasha because I just don't trust WWE to turn.
Wooly.
Oh, man, I'm trying to think who's the last one to come out.
They didn't. They didn't set it. Nope, they did not set one.
And that's what makes this difficult. Is they don't have a set that we know of publicly at this point as we're recording. There's no set. This person's starting out the match for sure, and this person's the last one out. That makes this really difficult. That being said, oh man, I think it will be Bayley who goes the longest. I think if they're going to do this, they're going to have Bayley either start out as one of the first two, or she's going to be the first one out of the pod. And she's probably, and there's going to be some way that if she does I don't know. I'm going to go Bayley. I'm just going to throw it out there. I can't really get a good reason for it. It's just pure guess, but Bayley.
So then we're going to have a second tiebreaker, so you know, because I'm going Sasha Banks. That means two people pick Bayley, two people pick Sasha. That means if Sasha does last the longest, we have to have a tiebreaker after that too.
Yeah.
Same thing with Bayley. I'm picking Sasha because that's all the story they've told her. Once again, she can go. She's the best female wrestler in that match. She really is. So you have to highlight that. So I think that if you think about the heartbreak, Sasha comes out. Please tell me my microphone didn't die again.
You're good.
Okay. Everybody comes out. Sasha is the first person in the ring, and she's eliminated by Bayley cheaply to lose.
Okay.
There's your heel.
All right.
And now it dies.
Yeah, it dies right there at the end. It's like, there's your heel.
Right, so I guess we're gonna probably have to use the men's match as the backup.
Yep. I guess that's
as the backup to the backup.
Yeah. All right. So I guess since we're done talking about that, yeah, let's just go. Men's Elimination Chamber. Winner to face Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania for the Universal Championship.
For 7-man Elimination Chamber.
First 7-man, which whoopee.
Yeah, it's like, yeah.
It's like the most useless thing to hype up ever.
Yeah.
But yeah, we have The Miz, Seth Rollins, Roman Reigns, John Cena, Braun Strowman, Elias, and Finn Balor. Now, this match, we know the last person to come out of the pod is who we have. I know this is
Elias. Elias is the last one out.
Elias.
Miz is the first one in.
Yeah, so that's what we know. Aegon, you go ahead, go first. Who are you pick? Who's your pick?
Oh, who am I going to pick?
Who's our winner? Who's going on to WrestleMania?
I want to see it, and I want to see it go out. I want to see it go all the way to WrestleMania. I want Braun Strowman to win this, and finally get and hold the belt, and shut down Lesnar, and then hopefully have a good run afterwards. I would love to see Braun be like, at this point, the new Undertaker, because there really is no one else that can replace him currently. Reigns will never be the new Undertaker. Will never be, anything near the Undertaker ever was.
Okay. Lolly? Lolly.
I'm thinking.
Okay.
This is for who we think will win, right?
Who's going to win the match?
I'm gonna have to go with Braun, because even though I want to see Finn Balor actually, win it, it'd be cool because he looks like a down to earth guy. Plus, he lasted a really long time in the Rumble. But then I think it's going to be somehow, somewhere in this thing, is going to be Finn Balor versus Braun Strowman. And sorry, I don't see that little skinny dude doing anything to Braun Strowman.
Yeah. I also didn't pick Finn because Finn's also going to be going up against Miz for his title eventually.
Yeah. I think for me, as far as who my pick is, and God, I hate the fact I'm going to say this. Because if Vince has any control over this pay-per-view, which I bet he will, because it affects his show, it's going to be Roman Reigns. Because of course it fucking is. Because apparently he's the chosen one. And I guess we're supposed to believe that. So
All right. I don't believe that.
Yeah, I hate the fact that I'm picking that, but oh my God. I mean, the obvious choice should be Braun. The obvious choice should be Braun.
It should be.
But when's the last time WWE's done the obvious?
Well, I know. As long as McMahon runs the show, it's never going to be.
Yeah, my pick has got to be Roman Reigns because, of course, he's the one that they've picked. He's the big dog, and fuck.